Hey, this is Brian JC. The word for today is to listen. Sit down, take a moment, and listen. Let's go. Joseph Bailey writes in Stories from the Heart, he listened. It was written after he had laid 3 of his sons in the grave. I was sitting torn by grief. Someone came and talked to me of God's dealings, why it happened, the hope beyond the grave. He talked constantly. He said things I knew were true. I was unmoved, except to wish he'd go away, and he finally did. Another came and sat beside me. He just sat beside me for an hour and more. He listened when I said something, answered briefly, prayed simply, left. I was moved. I was comforted. I hated to see him go. That kind of illustrates for us part of the issue of why there's so much going on right now. Now, granted, absolutely, we've had this virus and it has kept us inside. We've been restricted in so many ways. We haven't been able to get our voice out. A lot of frustrations have built up inside of us. And then something as passionate and as powerful and as tragic happened. And it's almost as if it ignites, it releases, it opens the gate for all this stuff to come out. In a day and age when we have so many ways to listen, we've got iPads, iPhones, Samsung phones, Android phones, we've got headphones, head jacks, we've got earbuds, we have news broadcasts, YouTube, Facebook, streaming music. We have so many ways to listen, and often we're not. We're more concerned about our voice or our word, and it makes it very difficult to listen, especially when we feel that our voice isn't being heard. And so we double down on making more noise instead of listening. So my challenge for you this week, can you really listen to somebody? You might be surprised at how powerful that is in getting to be actually heard by someone else. If we listen first and then speak. So take the time this week. That's your action, your call to action this week. Take the time. Sit down. What mattered most to Joseph Bailey at his great time of hurt and pain and grief and difficulty was somebody not preaching, not telling him, even though a lot of the things he accepted as true, he wasn't listening. But just someone who came, sat down, spent time with him, was there, was present, listening to him. You might find that that's really the most powerful way to be heard, is to listen to somebody else. And I think it's the only way that we're going to be able to get through this time of struggle and difficulty. And it may help you in your times of difficulty. It's not easy, but it can be done. Listen to somebody this week. Blessings.